a few stories to get into today. So let's start off with the most interesting topic, and that appears to be the new gimmick for a Smackdown superstar. This superstar is Tamina. Tamina first debuted for WWE in May 2010. She came into the WWE with a decent amount of hype because she was the daughter of a WWE Hall of Famer after all. So we expected big things from Tamina. But after 10 years in the company, the only title she ever held was the 24/7 title, and that reign was 1 day long. But even without much championship wins in her career, she was still involved with a lot of big moments in WWE history. She recently returned earlier this year and was surprisingly being pushed as a big threat in the SmackDown women's division. Tamina became the #1 contender for Bayley's title. Tamina basically had Bayley defeated until Sasha Banks came in and saved the day. All that took place at Money in the Bank, and Tamina hasn't been seen since. Tamina created a lot of buzz online over the weekend when she posted what seemed to be a teaser for a new gimmick and persona. We opened up the teaser by seeing a banner on top that says Hospital. Tamina is in a straitjacket, and she's explaining that she has given 10 years of her life to wrestling and feels like she has received nothing in return. So after 10 years of going nowhere and her big Money in the Bank loss, it really broke her. Tamina goes back and forth between whispering and yelling throughout the teaser. She also notes that someone is calling for her, but she doesn't mention who. The teaser ends, and it has started a lot of discussion among the fans. She added this caption to go along with the video as well. After my devastating loss at Money in the Bank and 10 years of being used and abused, it has finally happened. The trepidation. The other interesting thing to note is that Tamina has now deleted the tweet and the video. So this sparked another whole conversation. Did Tamina go out and film this on her own, and WWE said no to it? Were they upset and didn't like the teaser, so Tamina had to delete it? It's possible to find the teaser online, and if you see it, you can tell that a lot of work went into this short clip. From the editing to the wardrobe to the whole background look of the hospital, it all looked really great. It obviously wasn't a high-budget production, but it looked pretty spectacular, especially if Tamina did this on her own. That's even more impressive. So it's not like it was taken down because it was embarrassingly bad. That doesn't seem to be the case at all. The production and quality of the gimmick teaser was great. But why would they make her take it down? Superstars that are off television usually take their WWE status into their own hands and build some hype for their return over social media. Liv Morgan is the perfect example of a superstar that recently did this. After Liv was removed from TV last year, she took to Twitter to post similar teaser videos and cryptic tweets that helped build hype for her return, and it really worked. Talking about Liv Morgan theories was more fun than talking about a majority of WWE storylines last summer. Liv provided us with something to talk about and get excited for. Unfortunately, we all know how that ended. Turned out that Liv Morgan wasn't really making any drastic changes to her character, and WWE really dropped the ball with her return and with her usage, even up till this day. So it's really nice and exciting what Tamina is doing here, but we have to make sure we don't have another repeat of Liv Morgan's situation. All this hype and teasers for a new character, and Tamina returns with only some new music and a new attire. That sort of situation is what we've learned to expect from WWE. All this hype and build-up for something, and probably 99% of the time, it's just a massive letdown and doesn't live up to the expectations we had at all. So maybe Tamina made this video on her own, and WWE had her delete it because they know they can't execute a gimmick like that for her, and didn't want fans to have high expectations for her new gimmick. That's just my theory on why Tamina deleted this new gimmick teaser, but who knows? When Tamina said that someone was calling for her, some fans couldn't help but wonder if this was connected to Bray Wyatt in any way. We know that WWE just filed for the Sister Abigail trademark, so we're all waiting to see if that means that the Abigail character will finally be coming to life on WWE television. So could Tamina be transitioning into Sister Abigail? That was one of the theories going around that a lot of fans started to discuss as well. This is a great time to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A large percentage of our viewers are not even subscribed to the channel. So if you enjoy what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. There's a big problem going on right now with the Raw Women's Division, so I just wanted to discuss some of the things that's been happening over there in recent weeks. Been keeping an eye on everyone's comments and reactions to the WWE shows on social media lately, and there seems to be a big topic going on concerning Charlotte Flair. A lot of fans are pointing out that WWE might be overdoing it with how much Charlotte Flair is being featured right now. Remember a few weeks ago, there was reports and rumors that WWE will be treating Charlotte like a special attraction from now on. That report also claimed that Charlotte was one of the very few neutral characters in WWE, meaning that she's not really a full heel and not a babyface either. She's kind of an in-between and can switch sides on a weekly basis. Charlotte Flair is a phenomenal, once-in-a-lifetime talent that truly is an all-time great. So this isn't meant to be a knock on Charlotte at all. It just looks like more and more fans are agreeing that the current television product has a lot of Charlotte Flair. There was a point a few weeks ago where Charlotte was appearing on every single show, and at the time, I didn't see much problem with it because she was appearing for a few minutes on each show. But it was the June 8th edition of Raw that really made me notice what fans have been talking about. Charlotte Flair had a promo as well as 2 matches, which really ate up so much time from Raw. Charlotte Flair and Asuka opened up Raw with a tag team match and closed Raw with a one-on-one match. So I didn't have the exact timing for the opening tag team match and the Raw main event, but let's just round it up and say that all segments and matches with Charlotte Flair equaled up to be about 45 to 50 minutes. So with 2 matches and nearly an hour on screen, I finally noticed what all the fans were talking about. In this case especially, for the June 8th edition of Raw, I think it's definitely true. Even some huge Charlotte supporters were agreeing that there was definitely too much of Charlotte on that show. That could really turn into a huge problem. You should be giving your audience the right amount of a specific character on each show. You want to make sure that you give your viewers the perfect amount of a superstar, so that fans will be left asking for more of that character, rather than asking for less of that said character. Which is exactly what's going on now. Charlotte is a great talent and arguably one of the best wrestlers, but she is being so heavily forced onto the audience that the audience wants to see less of her, and there's no problem with Charlotte being featured on TV. But when it comes to taking time away from the other Raw talent, that's when things get a little concerning. Look at Bianca Belair. You might have already forgotten, but Bianca was called up to the main roster and is a Raw superstar. But what was the point in Bianca even getting called up? I can't even recall the last time we've seen her on television. Look at Shayna Baszler. Now, we obviously know more about Shayna's situation than we do with the others. It looks like those reports of Shayna not having the support of higher-ups in WWE seems to be true because Shayna hasn't been seen in weeks as well. Shayna's last appearance was calling out Becky Lynch for her pregnancy, and she hasn't been seen since. Liv Morgan is another prime example of wasted talent that hasn't been seen in weeks. Liv Morgan's return turned out to be nothing compared to what we all expected and were hoping for. We all thought Liv was coming back with a brand new, well-established character and storyline, but that wasn't the case. It just felt like they were winging everything with Liv's story and direction week by week. In 6 months after returning, all Liv Morgan has done was defeated Lana a few times, defeat Ruby Riott a few times, lose to Charlotte, and then just disappear again. So think of all that story that could have been told within a 6-month time frame. And all they have done with Liv was have her wrestle Lana and Ruby Riott a few times within all those months. Let's look at Liv's last few weeks on Raw. May 11th, not on television. May 18th, a pre-taped promo. May 25th, another pre-taped promo. June 1st, not on television. June 8th, not on television. June 8th was also Liv Morgan's birthday, so she could have been featured on Raw for her birthday, which is unfortunate as well. So it leaves us wondering, where's Bianca? Where's Liv? Where's Shayna? Where's the entire rest of the Raw women's division besides Charlotte? The biggest issue with the women's division is that WWE doesn't really have any feuds going on between the women outside of the main title picture. For example, the men have Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins, which is becoming a deep personal feud with no championship involved. But for the women, there's barely any non-title feuds going on. If you're not the number one contender for the Raw or SmackDown Women's Championship, chances are you're off of television and not involved with any story, and that's not right. So you don't have anything for the rest of the Raw Women's division, but you have enough time to feature Charlotte in 2 matches. And on top of that, you can already tell that Charlotte is next to be the number one contender for the Raw Women's title, which some fans also have mixed feelings about, because less than 24 hours after losing the NXT Championship, she's already the new number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship. But what are your thoughts on this situation? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.